Hey y'all, welcome back to Mrs. Montgomery Mondays, where we minister about the Master. As I already told you guys, this week's show is going to be a blog that you can find at juanitamontgomery.blogspot.com. So you can go there now if you prefer to just read along versus listening. But for those of you who prefer to hear it versus read it, I'm going to just read it to you guys and then put it on my YouTube channel. So here we go. The blog is called Live in the Moment. During some recent window shopping at TJ Maxx, I stumbled across this little canvas for $17.99 that said, Live in the Moment. The words were printed in a cute scripted font, my fave, so it immediately caught my attention. I picked it up and began brainstorming about where I could hang it. After all, we all should be living in the moment, shouldn't we? Or should we not? As I grabbed the canvas to toss it into my cart, the Lord silently spoke to me in such a way that inevitably led to me placing that cute little canvas back into its proper place as He put me into mine. He has such a smooth and gentle way of checking me. Instantly, I was reminded of Luke chapter 17, verses 28 through 30, when Jesus talked about His second coming. He said, "It was the same in the days of Lot. People were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But the day Lot left Sodom, fire and sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. It will be just like this on the day the Son of Man is revealed." Insert large gulp right here. In short, y'all, these people were just doing what they do to the 10th power, living it up all in the moment and whatnot, with no concern for the Lord and or life after death. Does any of this sound familiar? I'm gonna take yes for 200, please, Allie. The things that Jesus spoke of are happening right now. We live our lives day in and day out with absolutely no genuine concern for our Creator or His will for our little lives because, after all, YOLO. You only live once, right? Wrong. And the sooner that we realize this, the better off we will be. From one perspective, the quote, live in the moment, may seem harmless. I mean, it makes sense. So, we can apply it to our everyday life and it has a ring to it. So, what is so wrong about it? Everything, beautiful people. It is the exact opposite of what the Lord has in mind for His people. Colossians 3 and 2 says, set your affection on things above, not things on earth. 2 Corinthians 4 and 18 says, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. James 4 and 14 says, yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away. Or Matthew 16 and 27 that says, for the Son of Man is going to come in His Father's glory with His angels, and then He will reward each person according to what he has done. So this world and its wicked system has successfully bamboozled us, y'all, to live with a right now mentality. We do what we want to do when we want to do it based off of how we feel at the moment. Sadly, our feelings oftentimes mislead us, family. Therefore, we must live with an eternal perspective. How we live our life now determines where we will live it in eternity. And although I hate to be the one to have to tell you this, I will. Just because you believe yourself to be a good person does not secure your place in heaven. And realistically speaking, do you really think that God is going to allow you to worship Him eternally in eternity if you won't worship Him with your lifestyle now? And yes, with your lifestyle, not just your lips. Matthew 15 and 8 says that these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. So let me just say this. I'm not telling you to go throw away your little live in the moment canvas if you've already got it. But I am saying that if this is a motto that you are going to live by, then it better be because it is not you living, but Christ in you. Like Galatians 2 and 20 says, my old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. So the only way it is acceptable to have such a mentality as live in the moment, it needs to be because Christ is living in those moments, guiding your every move through this life moment by moment. Period. That is the only justification for such a mentality. So in short, y'all, let's stop using this YOLO nonsense as an excuse to live in the moment and do whatever it is we want to do. Instead, let's seek the good Lord and see what He wants us to do. 2 Corinthians 5:6-8 says, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So when you die, you will be absent from your body. But don't you want to live again in the presence of the Almighty? I know I do, and I hope to see you there. So it is my prayer that you live more than just once. So let's kill all this YOLO nonsense. We want to live once on earth and then once again in eternity with Jesus Christ. So stop living in the moment and begin to live with eternity in mind so that you can. In conclusion, family, I had to say no thanks, Mr. TJ Maxx. I'll be holding on to my $17.99 today because I'm choosing to live with eternity in mind and not just the moment. My prayer is that you will too. Be blessed, beautiful people.